got it into my head that I could, you know, create our own space for theater. And at the time, this particular room, this space, was a recording studio.
Okay.
When that guy moved out, I fought very hard to get that space. At one point, it had been promised to me, and then it was given to somebody else, and then that fell through, and I was able to snatch it up again, and, you know, clung to it for dear life,
right,
because it was perfect. You know, it was a recording studio, so the booth that we use was the control room. It's soundproof. You know, we have a condenser mic out here so we can pick up and stuff over there. The drum riser that was in here, this was the live room, and we used the drum riser for seats for, you know, 2 years. That's where we would put the seats. It had this great entrance, and we were able to use the walls, and it lent itself to that so perfectly that as soon as that guy moved out, I knew we had to get this space. Honestly, I'd say it was our first season, maybe our second show, I think, which was Night of the Living Dead, another zombie-themed one. We were sold out. We were sold out, and...
We were oversold.
Yeah, and, you know, I was in the booth running the tech for it, and I'm just watching these people, and like these little kids in the back row, like getting so nervous and agitated, and there's this moment of immersion. Like you could feel it coming from them, and it was the first time I felt like we did it. Like, this is real.
Right.
This has happened. Like, in my eyes, this legitimized us. You know, our first show was one I wrote, and we were still getting our sea legs, I guess. You know, we're still figuring out what we could and couldn't do in here and stuff. But by the second show, you know, for an audience that big, you know, 30 people every night, which doesn't sound like much, especially when we're talking about, you know, theaters in Buffalo that have a couple hundred. But yeah, for us, that's a full house.
We had to add productions. What we would do is we stacked them, so we would have a show at 8, and the show was about an hour 15 minutes, so we'd be over by 9:15. We'd have the next show at 10 because we were sold out so much that people were asking us to extend, and we couldn't add weekends. So we asked guests, like, how would you feel about doing 2 shows a night? And we still sold out every show. Every audience was completely packed. You know, they were excited. It was, and like Billy said, you could feel the energy off of them because they had tunnel vision watching.
Yeah, they were into it.
Yeah, and that's a great feeling, knowing that you put on a show that people forgot about the rest of the world for that hour and 15 minutes.
And then from that moment on, every show since then, my goal has always been to top the previous show. We've usually been able to do that too.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple missteps, but yeah, we've usually been pretty good at keeping people coming back to see what else we could make happen.
Right. Look, so where do you want this idea, this place to be in the next couple of years? Like, what's on your to-do list of specific productions or things that you want to try out in the next couple of years?
I want people to hear Patchwork Theatre and not think, oh, that's in Niagara Falls. I want to be like, yeah, no problem, let's go.
Yeah, I'd like people this to be a destination for people, an event that they plan for in advance. You know, they reserve their tickets and they're excited about it. And we have some of that now. You know, we have people who come back and see the shows here, shows that they've never heard of. I mean, that's kind of the point. That's one of the hardest things to do, is unproven shows. But probably our greatest disadvantage is also the one thing we do have going for us, is that we had a couple actors complaining about the etiquette of some of the audience members before, and I'm like, the thing you got to keep in mind is we are a very indie theater in the middle of downtown Niagara Falls, performing for not necessarily a theater-going audience. The people who come to see shows here are not the ones that go and spend, you know, $35 to $60 to see shows in Buffalo. or, you know, hundreds of dollars to see big shows at Shea's, things
Mhm.
like that. People who come to see shows here, this might be the only theater that they see, some of them. And that's pretty cool. This is a place full of people who are family, you know? You know, home is where your family is. I think we're very lucky to live in a place where so many people consider each other family.
Whenever people ask me, like, because I stand up for Niagara Falls 100% all the time. When people ask me, why do you love Niagara Falls? Why are you, like, so adamant about this? And my only response is, you just don't understand. You don't see, like, you see the negative things. People always go towards the negative things first because happy and exciting things you can't talk about as much. And what people don't understand is that there are so many people working behind the scenes to do things and to make things better and to bring more people here. I mean, we brought people here with the theater, not really realizing that that's exactly what we were doing. We did this because we wanted to bring good theater here, but we didn't realize, like, we've had people come from Rochester, from Canada, from all over, just to come and see shows here. And then they'll even ask, like, when they reserve their tickets, where can we go for dinner around town? Right. Or what's a good place to go for drinks after? And I'm always like, okay, here's a list of great places. These are their price ranges. This place will be a speedy to get you in before the show. And it's just a matter of getting the right people to answer. I mean, I love this city. This place is home because this is the place I want to be better. I'm always for working with something to make it better, to something to be proud of. And I'm proud of this city, and I can see it going places.